Hello everyone, I'm called Mchungs Joseph and I will be taking you through this coursework, Object-Oriented Programming with Java. So we are required to design a simple zoo management system with Java, and the system should be able to manage different animals and their behaviors. So our system is supposed to have these methods. It's supposed to have inheritance method overriding, method overloading, and polymorphism. We are required to create a Java class called animal. In the Java class, we're supposed to define the appropriate fields. Okay, so let's go to the IDE. So I'm using IntelliJ as my IDE. So here I created my animal class. Here. So the animal class will act as the superclass, whereby other subclasses will inherit what is in this class. So it will inherit all the properties, all the fields, and the methods which are defined in this animal class. So the objects in these subclasses will share these common fields, the common methods defined in this superclass. Here we shall start. I'll start by creating this constructor called animal. And this constructor takes these parameters to set the name and age fields when an animal object is created. Let's go back and check in our question. We are also required to make these methods public void make sound and it so shall come here. So we create this we make this method, create this method make sound. So this method can be used in different classes, these subclasses, elephant, lion, and monkey. And this method is also used in these subclasses. I also created my own class that will print. I also created my method that will print the name of the object and the age of the object. Let me go to the question and check. So I also required to create preferred overloaded methods in main class and more public. Intents and string type word. So here we are required to create the overloaded method. Overloaded method, it means a method that has the same name but can print multiple, but can be used with multiple parameters. So here we've already, as you can see here, we've used this method. We have defined this method up here, but we are overloading it with the parameter int times. And here we shall use this for loop to repeat the execution of the method make sound. So it will print the number of times an animal makes a sound. Well, and it will print this animal makes sound. Every time an animal makes sound, it will print this. So another overloaded method is this. So we already defined this method up there, it, but we are overloading it with this parameter, string food type. So, and this overloaded method will print, when we call this method, it will be able to print the name of the object and plus this string plus the specific food type that the animal eats. Well, I think that's all we have for this superclass animal. Yeah, let me go back to the question and see. Yeah, I think that's all we had. So D, create subclasses lion, elephant, and monkey that inherit from animal and override. Okay, so on this, let's go back and create the subclasses elephant, lion, monkey. But if you can take a look at these subclasses, there is no difference between these subclasses and this superclass. So we want to know what exactly, why do we call these ones subclasses and this is a superclass? Well, I'll use one example. Let me use the elephant. So the elephant, when you're creating this, it comes as a class. When you create it, it's a class at first. It comes like this, public class elephant. But what makes it a subclass is when you declare. It is this declaration that you make. This declaration that you make. Public class elephant extends animal. So this extends animal makes it a subclass. So it makes it a subclass of animal because it inherits the methods, the fields, and the behaviors in this superclass. Alright. So we shall also create a constructor called elephant, and the objects in this subclass will inherit will take these parameters. This call, when we call super, it means that this subclass is inheriting the name and age, is inheriting these fields from the superclass. Okay. And then this method, so this is an override method. So here, so we are overriding this method sound as required in the question. Create subclasses and other methods above. Lion, elephant, make sound, print trumpet. Okay, so we are overriding these methods. So remember, we define this method in the superclass. So now we are overriding it with trumpet so that when we call it in the main method, it should print trumpet. The same applies to it. It will also print eating grass. Well, I've done this for all these subclasses, all the other subclasses, lion and monkey, respectively, according to the question. So lastly, we are required to create a zoo class with a main method to execute a functioning project. Okay, so here I created my main method called zoo. So this is my main method, and in this main method I started by creating these objects, new instances of these subclasses lion. This instance is called Muchunguzi, that's his name, and the age is 6. And this instance of elephant is called Elon, age 20. And this instance of monkey is Benjo, aged 7. So I printed the statement. These are the animals in the zoo and their behaviors. So I printed this line to create space, it's blank, to create space between this statement and this animal. So now here I start calling the methods that I defined in the superclass and the overriding methods that I defined in the subclasses. So here I started by calling this animal details. So this one will print the object name and the object age. Then this one makes sound. It is an overriding method. So it will print the overriding method. It will print the sound which we defined in the subclass. And then this one will also print the overriding method that we defined in the subclass. So I printed this line to create space between this, and then these are my overloaded methods. So as you can see my comment, I'm calling my overloaded methods. So lion.make sound, so this one will print the times the lion makes sound. So this is the overloaded method that we defined in the animal class. Also the lion.eat, it will also print that method that it will invoke that method that we defined in the animal class, the superclass. So I printed this line to create some separation between these animals and instances. So I did this to the rest of the animals. So let's run the code and see the output. See the output here. So that's how we managed to achieve our polymorphism, because we managed to call the same methods on different objects and have responded, as you can see from this output here. The lion, it managed to invoke this method, and it printed the name, the object name, and the age, the sound. These are our overriding methods, then these are our overloading methods. So as you can see, it managed to achieve polymorphism. Yeah, so that's all I had. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.